Hello, I'm Jackie Lucky, your financial planning maestro. This series of podcasts is aimed at financial planning professionals and also those who are looking to enter the financial planning profession. We will be talking during the podcast about all things Certified Financial Planner certification related, talking to other CFPs around the world, and also we will be dropping in on some new entrants who've just entered the financial planning profession, and we'll be checking up along the way on a regular basis with them to see how they're getting on. I hope you enjoy today's podcast. Today, I've got a very special guest and we're going to talk all things CFP related. And my guest today is Andrew Booth from 9 Wealth Management. Hello, Andy.
Afternoon.
Thanks for joining me today. And we are going to talk all things CFP related, aren't we?
We'll do our best, yeah.
Excellent. So before we get into your journey to CFP, tell us a little bit about how you came into the financial planning profession and how you discovered that the CFP was out there.
Okay, we're going back quite a while now for this for mine, but I think, like most people, I sort of fell into financial planning. I think it's now more of a career choice, but unfortunately I'm 54 now, so I did fall into it. I came out of university, became an insurance broker. I was a rugby player at the time. Rugby went professional. I realised I was giving far more introductions to our financial planning team than actually insurance broking work. And I thought, you know what? When rugby went professional, I thought I'm going to qualify as a financial advisor and set up from there. So that's how I got into financial planning. CFP, I've been aware of it for a very long time. Previous colleagues, we've got a current colleague who is CFP qualified as well. 9 Wealth Management is a St. James Place practice. They are really trying to push the chartered and certified routes. And we went into lockdown and I thought, you know what, I've done quite a few of the CII exams, but I thought that the CFP looked more appealing, it looked more practical for what I do in my day job. So I thought I am going to use lockdown as an opportunity and get myself qualified. And pretty much that's what I did.
Wow. Yeah. So while you were at home fielding extra client work and checking in how they're all going, you were throwing yourself in at the deep end as well. So well done for taking all that one, all in one great big go. So tell us a little bit about your journey to get through to CFP, because I think with most people we've spoken to so far, it hasn't been a particularly smooth road, but they've kind of got there in the end. Would you say that's a fair assessment of your journey too, or has yours been a bit different?
Do you know, I'm going to most probably be slightly different. I think it was fairly smooth, and the opportunity that lockdown did give me, yes, we were fielding far more client work, but because obviously with the concerns with everything that was going on, but a lot of my job tends to be out and about. We do quite a bit of hospitality as well. My sport, I'm quite a keen sportsman still. I love my golf. So those were all opportunities, but I couldn't do those things that certainly on the weekends, you needed something to do. I think it was quite a boring time if you didn't do anything. I think it was study or drink, wasn't it? So yeah. I thought, I'm not getting any younger, so I thought I'm going to take this opportunity and study. And that's what I pretty much did in sort of weeknights and on weekends. And I found the exam absolutely fine. I found that quite easy, but when I was at university, I was much probably pre-assignment, really. It was much more just sitting exams. I did find the assignment pretty difficult. And it also coincided that we started lifting the lockdown a little bit, so that there was more sort of business opportunities and more business out there. But second go, thanks to you, Jackie, I managed to pass. So all's well that ends well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And following on, it's been a few months now since you became a certified financial planner. How, looking back on that whole process of, deciding to embark on the CFP certification, achieving the exam and passing the financial plan case study assessment, how does it feel for you? And what do you think you could take from that experience into your day-to-day business life?
Well, we've always gone down the cash flow planning route. That's where we've sort of deal with all our clients. So there was nothing really sort of different, hugely different in that respect. I think what it does, and sort of do go back to my sporting background a little bit, is that it's very much confidence, and doing the exam, sitting the assignment, I've obviously passed previous exams before, it does give you the confidence. And I always remember thinking, oh, people aren't asking you certified or chartered. I do tend to tell everybody I meet now that I have gone down that route. So, and it's I think it's the confidence, and I think you've got to keep learning in this game, and you've got to keep learning. Once you stand still, then you will go backwards, because it's ever changing. And in a perverse way, I did quite enjoy it, because it opened my eye to a few things. There's lots of things I learned which I didn't realise. So moving forward, I think I'm in quite a lucky area that I've got quite a few qualified friends, stroke introducers, and having that extra sort of banner next to your name, that extra qualification, has given me the confidence, but also given them the confidence that not only will I get on well with the client, but we've got all the technical backing, not only in me, but in the company. We've got 2 chartered accountants, we've got a chartered financial planner as well. So the confidence, I didn't always need to go back to rely on them as well. I could actually do some work myself.
Yeah. So tell us about those extra things that you learned along the way that will help you moving forward.
Well, it taught me to spend a lot more time on spreadsheets, because I'm slightly impatient. I think that comes with the nature of the beast, but it's a process, isn't it? And I think with the CFP, it's very much process driven. And again, you've got to get your processes right. And it's we've done that. So I'm following quite a rigorous process in everything we do. And that's what can't actually remember the question now, Jackie, but that's
so. And do you think it's helped? Some people have said to me that it's helped them ask better questions of their clients to help see further down the track of things that might be coming, towards the client in the future.
I think what it's done is that because we run our own business, and you tend to be slightly impatient, you just want to get to the end. And I think a lot of our clients are quite entrepreneurial, and sometimes in the past, they would give me an answer to a question, but it wasn't a full answer, and I would just let it go. I think now that I'll say, no, we can't let this go. This is extremely important. We do need to follow the full process. And I think that's what's helped, and that's what made us a better financial planning practice.
That's really interesting, isn't it? And it's great that the process has kind of helped you develop and think these things through. And do you think that, as the years go on now, there's still plenty of life left in you to be giving financial planning advice, Andy. What have you got on the horizon for the future? How do you think that the CFP might help you with, future endeavours, different clients, or, different types of client, or that sort of thing?
I don't think it's reinvigorated me a little bit. It's given it's like a new lease of life, because you can get a bit staid, but it hasn't changed it completely. But like we talk about financial plan for our clients, we've got our own financial plan, and we very much sort of sit down and look at that and see where we want to get to. But this is a job that it's an enjoyable job. It's not not digging holes in the road. It's not a really hard labour job. And if you get on with people and you're quite technical, it's a job that I certainly like. And I can see myself going on for at least another 10, 15, 20 years even, because it's something I enjoy.
Yes, yeah. And what kind of clients are in your client bank at the moment? Is there, I guess, with your sporting background, have you got clients who, from a sporting background, is that why they're kind of a bit more, entrepreneurial and, assertive maybe? Well,
there's a multitude of different clients, but we do tend to look at, and everyone says that look at high net worth, it's becoming a bit twee now, but we certainly do. We look at business owners, and also we do look at sports people as well, because I think sports people are even more important to get their financial plan because they've got such a short shelf life at the top, and quite often they've got an inverse salary. You know, they're extremely high at the moment. We need to do that cash flow plan to get them to positions that when they do retire, it gives them options. I think that's what cash flow planning and being a certified financial planner does. You just make sure you get the client to have the correct options and challenge them to see where they want to get to. So it is not always easy, but we're certainly getting there, that's for sure.
That's good. And I think, but isn't it? That's where the skill of being a financial planner really comes in, is not to shy away from those tough conversations with clients and say, hey, look, you know, if you're a footballer, you might be earning, you know, £100,000 a week now, but let's face it, in 10 or 15 years time, you might not be a footballer at all. And you could get injured before then. So, you know, do you have things in place to, you know, for a second career or for, you know, for other things that you might want to do in life?
Sure, that's absolutely essential. But it's also that we get to a position, if they're young as well and they're entrepreneurs, they still want to enjoy it. They want to enjoy their life because no one knows what's around the corner. So it's vitally important that we get a cash flow plan in place, that they are putting aside a certain amount of money that is comfortable for them, that will get them to where they want to be at a certain age, but also they can absolutely enjoy their life now because, as I said before, you don't know what's around the corner. We've all been young. That's the last thing you want to do, is save every penny you've got until, you know, if you're a business owner, you're 65, you retire, and you know, you haven't got this sort of the health and the vitality to enjoy it when you're sort of 35. So it's getting that balance as well, which is important. And because we've been there, seen it, and done it ourselves, I think we can empathise with that client and help them achieve their financial goal.
Yeah, that's really interesting, isn't it? And so, you know, looking at quite a lot of people who are on the fence about whether to take the CFP this year or maybe next year, lots of people kind of getting interested in becoming certified financial planners in the UK at the moment. What advice would you give to them to kind of help them along their way or help them make a decision whether the CFP is right for them?
Well, it's a no-brainer. I think you've got to go for the chartered qualifications, whether you do the CFP or you go down the CII route, because it will come in. It will be mandatory at some stage. And certainly, if I was a youngster coming through, you would just carry on the qualifications and get to the highest place you can possibly be. But treat it as you would treat a business meeting. You have to set aside time in the diary. If you go to the gym, you usually got your gym sessions, your hour gym sessions in the diary. You've got your client meetings in the diary. And I would do exactly the same with the CFP. You treat it as a job, you know, to get you better, get you fitter, do whatever you need to do. But I do think that you need to go down that route. I found the CFP, as I said, it's eye-opening, it's reinvigorated me a little bit. But sort of hark back to that process. You put that process in place, you put that meeting in your diary. I am going to do at least an hour of CFP work this evening. I'm going to do at least 2 hours on the weekend, because that's everything in life. If you can compartmentalize it into small bite-sized chunks, it does become a little bit easier.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a rough gauge for everybody putting time in their diary or thinking about planning on putting time in their diary, how long, do you have a rough idea how long it took you to complete your certified financial planner, you know, the case study element part of it?
That's a great question. I actually don't know. And I don't want to look to see how long it took me.
It felt like a while.
I did start, because I went on the first course that you were there, you took, and I had to miss the first day because there was a bit of a mess up, not on your side, on our side, and I didn't get the invitation early enough. And I had client meetings in, and I did. It was a 3-day course. The second day, I did find it extremely difficult. I couldn't quite catch up, and that's why we had a couple of one-on-one sessions. And once you get, and we go back to that step-by-step process. Once we get the first step, it leads to the second step, it leads to the third step. And eventually you can see yourself getting to where you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've got to have that confidence in the process, haven't you? Because I know certainly from running, these fast track courses myself, everybody's like racing to get to the end, racing to get to the recommendations that they want to make. And you've got to kind of, like you said earlier, you've got to trust that process and kind of go through the kind of pain barrier to get out the other side.
Yeah, look, there's no point having the best outside half. I'm a rugby player previously. There's no point having the best outside half if your forwards can't get in the ball. So you've got to do that process. You've got to do it bit by bit, and it's painstaking. It's infuriating, but it's almost it does light up. And once you start really getting confidence with the spreadsheet, it does pan itself out. And that's what was great with the course, and it was great having a couple of one-to-ones afterwards that you could help me sort of, keep me on track and keep me motivated, that I wasn't quite as dull as I thought I was a few times. And we eventually got there.
Yeah, you absolutely did. Well, you were the one that put in all the hard work. I was just signposting you from time to time. And so, you're from a business perspective, do you think it will help? And you said you've got chartered individuals in your firm as well. Having the CFP, do you think it will help with marketing? I mean, do clients really understand what chartered is and what certified financial planner is? Do you think? I mean, I guess I don't know whether they're that bothered, are they? Or is it something that we as a profession make more of a fuss over, do you think?
I think we make more of a fuss of it, but I do think, the media's all around at the moment. The news is everywhere. So there's a lot of bad press about financial planners, financial advisors. So it is important that you have the proper qualifications. And it's not really good enough that you just got your basic exams in place, your basic university degree. I think as I said, our industry is constantly changing every year. What do you have? Pension simplification in 2006, and the rules and regs have changed every year since then. Yeah. So it's important that you keep yourself challenged, you keep yourself sharp, and certainly that's what I thought when I undertook the training to become the CFP. As I said, it reinvigorated me, and it makes you hungry. So I've just got to think of what I'm going to do the next 2 or 3 years now.
Well, you could become a CFP assessor or a tutor in the CFP if you want to.
Well, I don't think I've got the patience for that. So I might not go down that
route. Excellent. Well, so any final tips or thoughts for anybody who might be listening, who might be about to undertake their CFP?
The only I think that the tips and the thoughts are, it doesn't happen overnight. If you're the type of individual who thinks I'm going to get it straight away, and as I said, we've been doing cash flow modelling for many a year. It is more onerous. It is more difficult. It's going to be the hardest client you've ever cash flow planned for and done a complete report for. That's for sure. But if you can do it and pass the assignment, then there's not going to be too many more difficult clients for you to put in place a really good sort of report and financial plan for.
Excellent. Lovely. Well, Andy, that's all we have time for today. Thank you for taking time out to chat to me. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you, and congratulations on your certified financial planner license again.
Thanks, Jackie. Good to speak to you again.
I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. It's really interesting, isn't it, to listen to other people's points of view about different things, all relating to our wonderful financial planning profession. If you know anyone who might be interested in listening to any of these podcasts, please pass on our details to them. So that's it from me. Join me again next time when we'll be talking all things certified financial planner related, and also dropping in on our new entrants to the financial planning profession. Bye for now.